What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today we'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for strategy with the ticker symbol MSTR. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So before I begin, this will be my last video for the month. I'm going on vacation from the 27th through May 9th, so I'll probably be back making videos on the 10th or 11th. So thank you guys all for the wishes for my vacation to Japan. Really appreciate all the comments and the sincerity. Really appreciate you guys, and I'll continue to put out these updates as soon as I get back. Let's take a look at the chart for strategy. Nice movement higher. As you can see, the bulls continue to drive up the price. We had that triple bottom right back over here at the 236, 237 level, and it led to a nice move up higher, especially after a finally a break of this downward sloping trend line, which is no longer in play. Can it come back into play? Yes, it can come back into play. Maybe we do even back test it and then continue higher, but maybe there's a good chance we probably won't even do that, depending on how strong the bulls are. We may just see price continue to rocket up, staying above this bullish sloping trend line, as you can see here. So we may not even get a deep pullback that a lot of people are probably wanting to get back on the train. So this looks pretty good. We cleared the trend line. We cleared this horizontal level as well. This was prior support several times before turning to resistance. So support here, support, failed breakout lower, held as support, 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 breakdown lower, turn into resistance, resistance, resistance. And then we saw some consolidation at that level back here in mid-April. And now we just saw the breakout of this. So it looks like the next stop probably is going to be this prior peak right over here at the 404 level, and then the next peak at 442, and then the all-time high right around 543. So it looks very good as of right now. And if you do a measure move up with just using this prior size leg on the linear chart, we're going to clone this arrow. You drag it over. This is targeting right around 661. So again, this is a very low target. For market strategy, you can do that probably even in a month. But overall, that is the next possible leg up higher that the bulls are attempting to make. Earnings report is also coming out early May. Looks like after market close. So again, technicals look bullish. So most likely price will move up higher unless something drastically changes. But overall, the trend still looks pretty good towards the upside. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin Treasury list. MicroStrategy is still in the lead at 538,200 Bitcoin. Mara holding second. And we do have a newcomer, XXI, which is 21 in Roman numerals. And you can see that they hold 31,500. I think they were going to go to 42,000, so they might add in more. But this looks pretty official to me, ticker symbol CEP. So let's see how close they can get to being second place or even a contender for strategy. Metaplanet continues to add more Bitcoin as well, 5,000 as of right now. They added more as well to their balance sheet, 145 to make it even 5,000, which is nice. And then we still have GME waiting to come on board. We have Semler's Scientific adding more as well. They added 111 to bring it to 3,303. So yeah, these companies continue to add more. New companies continue to come on board. And this is just the beginning. That's just the natural progression of money. It passes on to the hardest form. So at first, people were using seashells, and then people were using coins. Then they got silver coins, and they got gold coins. The money just gets harder and harder and harder over time. That's just a human nature to do that. So Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million. Circulating supply currently is 19.85 million, which is 94.55% of the total max supply that will ever exist. And the last one will be introduced in 2140 when the last Bitcoin is mined. You can see that we're still a long ways away, but by 2035-ish, that's when 99% of the Bitcoin will be mined. So only 1% will remain for the next 100 years, you could say. So that's pretty impressive that, you can front run what's going to be a huge supply shock in the future. So that's why, these companies, especially MicroStrategy, wants to pile in as much as they can in the next 10 years before only 1% remains circulating. Obviously, people will sell and then the supply will, increase, but not that much where it will make a huge difference. So you can see that this is this halving schedule. We're currently in 3.125 blocks, or excuse me, 3.125 Bitcoin per 10-minute block that is mined. Um, and that's about 450 Bitcoin per day. So this company alone, you can see that they took out, months worth of Bitcoin, already. So again, this is going to be increasing most likely. And strategy will continue to buy. And just a side note, this is also a really cool animation. You guys can see the Bitcoin network. So on mempool.space, you can see the transaction fees, 3 to 4 sats per VByte. You can see the difficulty adjustment, the halving, when's the next one going to be? Estimated to be 2028, April 13th. Right now, we're a quarter way there. And the new block subsidy will be 1.563, which will make the money even harder to create. So this is a very cool website as well. And also Coin Market Cap. Bitcoin is obviously number one, most likely. Very, very, very high probability always be number one through the rest of the time. Anyway, just a side note, MicroStrategy, obviously number one, and they're building the company on the world's hardest money that we have ever seen. So they're going to be benefiting from that. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart before we wrap up the video. Nice, very bullish week close. Looks very strong. Nice green bars. We have 3 consecutive green bars in a row. And typically, let's just say after price has bottomed, like over here, or let's say over here and over here, you'll see, these green bars start coming in, these very large green bars. So we have green bars, 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 green bars to indicate a nice breakout higher. So weekly chart looks very good. Looking at the weekly on the log scale, we have a nice bullish trend line right over here. And then we have a nice bullish trend line right over here. We still maintain support. So we haven't even seen, the more aggressive angles because price came back to the second one. And it looks like it's still kind of just playing the second one the entire time. So basically what I'm trying to say is that, as the trend gets more and more mature, we're going to get more and more steeper. So we haven't even seen, the third one or even, the fourth one play out, something like that. So can, MicroStrategy get, let's mark the end of the year, which is going to be right about here. So can we get to those high price targets that I have, 1,500 and 4,000 by the end of the year? So that's one leg up right here. Second leg up. And a lot of times these targets can come quicker than people expect. This is 1,500. And then I have a target at 4,000. Let me take a look at that right now. So we have this target right over here. And yes, it sounds crazy, but that's only a 10x. 10x is nothing for a company like this. That'll take it to $1 trillion market cap. And then you have right around 4,000. So can it get there? I think it can. This trend, a lot of people just don't understand exponential trends or exponential moves. So right now it's moving at about, let me move this line right here. So we have the targets in play. Let me go ahead and put a horizontal line there as well. Remove the arrows. Let me move this out of the way. And then let me show you guys what I'm saying. Let me move these trend lines as well. So this is the vertical line at the end of the year, and these are the 2 potential measure move targets that can be reached. So currently, let's measure the angle that price was moving at previously, which was this one right here, the first angle. And that was set at 25 degrees. But look what happened. Price did not come back to it over here in August, and price did not come back to it over here in April. August of last year, April this year. So it went in a steeper trend line. So it went in a steeper trend line, 30 degrees. Typically, it can get up to even 70. So let's just say we go to the next one. Let's say it's about maybe 50 degrees. And then let's say the next one is even like higher, like 70 degrees. So that tells me, yeah, we could see something like that, where we see huge move up higher. Maybe something like this. You see, let me draw it better. Something like this. And then a move down to that third angle. And then a final push up, using the fourth angle. Something like that. That looks pretty promising, maybe something like that. So we can get to $4,000 um, by the end of the year. Again, I'm not saying we will. I'm saying we can, and it is probable, especially with how volatile the stock can be. This stock needs volatility. Volatility helps move the price in the direction that the measurement target is at. So if it's bullish, the volatility will help it get more higher or quicker. And looking at this channel, uh, the top side is right over here, which is currently right around 3,500 to 4,000. If we do see that overshoot, so overall, it's still looking very bullish. I like how this channel fits. Looks like it wants to reach higher prices. So that's all I have on the daily and weekly charts. That should give you guys a good analysis of what's most likely going to happen in the coming weeks. Let's say if we do just fail, well, it's not a big deal. Most likely, we're just going to come back down to retest the 318 level, and as long as price stays above it, then most likely we'll continue higher. So if you do see a pullback, it's not a big deal. It is expected. Pullbacks will happen. But overall, I think this is very bullish in the short term and long term. Macro is very bullish as well. They have a very big moat around them with that Bitcoin holdings. Basically, no one's really catching up at this point. Very unlikely. And they will also continue to double down. The competition is actually really good. So it's not going to make them feel comfortable where they're at. They're going to have to continue to um, be competitive, or we move to other companies that will provide us more Bitcoin yield. So that's all I have for MicroStrategy strategy on the daily and weekly charts. See you guys when I get back. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.